Okay. Howard Johnson with the latest in Manila. Thank you very much, Howard, across that story for us over the next few hours. Much more also on the elections online, bbc.com/news. The results when they come in, and of course the profiles of the candidates that Howard has been talking us through now. You're watching BBC News. Plenty more reaction to that address at the victory parade held in Russia, and that address by Vladimir Putin coming up in the next few minutes. But from me, Tim Wilcox, and the team here in London. Bye-bye.
Hello, this is BBC News. I'm Victoria Derbyshire, and here are your headlines from the UK and around the world. Russian troops parade through Red Square in Moscow as President Putin seeks to boost support for his war against Ukraine. The Russian leader said troops and volunteers fighting in eastern Ukraine were fighting for their motherland.
Today you're defending what your fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers were fighting for, who saw security of their country as their priority.
The UK's Northern Ireland Secretary will hold talks with the Stormont Assembly's 5 main parties today. He's urging them to form a government as soon as possible. The UK's opposition leader, Sir Keir Starmer, pulls out of a speech as Durham police continue to investigate whether he broke lockdown rules last year at a gathering where he was pictured drinking a beer.
I'm just not entertaining the prospect that Keir Starmer's going to be fined, and my frustration about this whole situation is that, the Conservative Party, Daily Mail in tow, have thrown loads of mud at Keir Starmer for no other reason that they think that dragging down Keir Starmer, politics in general, will get Boris Johnson off the hook.
More than 20 charities call on the British government to halt plans to move millions of people onto a benefit called Universal Credit. MPs in the UK call for more protection for child social media influencers who could be at risk of exploitation. And BBC News reveals how untreated sewage is being dumped illegally in rivers across the UK, putting health and nature at risk. Hello and welcome if you're watching in the UK or around the world. Vladimir Putin has said Russia is fighting for its own security in Ukraine as he addressed a huge military parade in Moscow. He made the comments during Russia's annual Victory Day parade, which marks the Soviet Union's victory in World War II. Here in the UK, the Northern Ireland Secretary will meet leaders of the 5 main political parties at Stormont today and urge them to agree a power-sharing government as soon as possible. Sinn Féin won the most seats in last week's election, the first time for a nationalist party. Our correspondent Dan Johnson is in Belfast, so what's going to happen today, Dan? Thank you very much, Dr. Claire Rice. Thank you. In the UK, Labour's Shadow Health Secretary Wes Streeting has said it's simply not true that his leader, Sir Keir Starmer, is avoiding scrutiny over claims he broke rules on lockdown gatherings. Sir Keir Starmer's cancelled an appearance today where he would have faced questions from journalists. Durham police have reopened a review into whether COVID rules were broken at a campaign planning event in Durham last year. Our political correspondent Jonathan Blake is at Westminster. So do we have a reason why Sir Keir Starmer's pulled out of this speech this afternoon? Thank you very much, Jonathan Blake at Westminster. Raw sewage was discharged into rivers in England nearly 375,000 times by water companies last year. The UK government says this is unacceptable and is promising a 40% reduction by 2040. Zoe Conway has been speaking to citizen scientists who are taking samples from the rivers near their homes to find out just how much sewage and other chemicals are in the water. Now, the rise of online influencers could leave children at risk of exploitation. That's according to a new report from MPs in the UK today. The Digital Culture, Media and Sport Committee has called on the government to strengthen employment and advertising laws to protect children. Our correspondent Tim Muffet reports. Let's talk now to Leanne Maskell, who has written about her experience as a model on social media and has also advised the Digital Culture Department on this issue. She's also author of a book on the subject called The Reality Manifesto. Hi Leanne, how are you?
Hi.
First of all, so tell us what you think of some of the recommendations in this report. Thank you very much, Leanne. Thank you very much for talking to us. Thank you, Leanne Maskell. Just before we go, one more story about a remarkable achievement. A Nepali Sherpa has set a new world record by scaling Mount Everest for the 26th time. Kami Rita Sherpa broke his own record set last year. He was among 11 other Sherpas on an expedition to fix ropes at the start of the new climbing season that will see about 600 people scale the world's highest peak. He had previously said that he doesn't chase records but thinks how to satisfy mountaineers and improve tourism to Nepal. If you want to get in touch with me, you are very welcome any time of day or even night, although obviously I'll be asleep if you send a message in the middle of the night. It's at Vic Derbyshire on Instagram, on Twitter and on TikTok, or you can send us an email, victoria@bbc.co.uk. You're watching BBC News.
Hello there. Looking at the weather picture across the United States, we've got some rain at the moment.